What's new at stop number 11 on News 25's 25 Teams in 25 Days? Well, a lot. St. Stanislaus has new players and new coaches, but when it comes to expectations, it's same old for the championship-hungry Rock-a-Chaws.
25 teams in 25 days. Brought to you by Champion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Bunch on me, bunch on three, 1, 2, 3, hold it!
So defense, we've been breaking down the huddle on vultures because we've been flying around. We've been putting in some work. Like we got all new coaches, so they bringing new things to the table, and everybody getting better. In the weight room, we're bringing new things. We got iPads in the weight room. Some big new players. Big dudes that's going to help us a lot up front.
SSC acting brand new heading into the 2022 season, and there's no real mystery about who the aforementioned big dudes are. International newcomers Bruno Dahl and Ilias Rita, both towering from Germany, and then JJ Abuji from England, adding more than 300 pounds to the D-line.
Closer you get to the season, the better it's feeling because we building. Like every day we got a new coach coming in, every day we got a new player coming in. Like we just getting better and better every day.
Two-way standout Chandler Chapman is technically one of those new guys, returning from a year away in Slidell. As for the new coaches, the Rock-a-Chaws have 5, and a dozen total is perhaps the largest staff they've ever had. Other fresh weapons on offense, wide receiver Ethan Galloway from Bay High, and the guy that's going to get him the ball, quarterback Hudson Osborne from Baton Rouge, an unlikely connection to another Stanislaus great, 6th-year LSU QB Miles Brennan.
No clue anything about it until I came here. Came and visited the school, and I just loved it immediately. It's definitely a high standard here. Miles Brennan threw for 60-something touchdowns his senior year, so that's definitely a goal of mine. But you can only do that with having so many games. So you have to go to 15 games around there to beat those records, and that's what we're aiming for this year.
St. Stanislaus now another year removed from its Lone State crown in 2009 with Dylan Favre and those South State titles in 2014 and 15 with Brennan, but that standard is still the standard. The only problem, SSC hasn't gotten out of the first round since 2017.
A bunch of people are doubting us as our past years, since Miles haven't been the most spectacular, but we're definitely underdogs that people are going to have to look out for.
We always make it to the first round. We get stuck right there, but now we got the players, we got the coaches. We going for the state championship.
We talk all the time about wearing the S on your chest. That's not a right. That's an obligation. That means your life and your responsibility has expanded greatly. So, I think we do enough talking about what it is to be a Stanislaus player, and then they can understand why those teams were so successful and were able to make those runs deep in the playoffs.
Last season, the Rocks posted an overall record of just 4-6 with a district mark of 3-2 in their first run through Region 8 Class 3A en route to their 9th consecutive playoff appearance, culminating with an 11-point loss at Morton.
I think there's a lot of pride and there's a lot of celebration in that aspect, but at the same time, you can't just be content with getting there. So, and being able to make noise at the end of the season, and that's where I as a coach have to do a better job, and we've got to do a better job preparing those guys for those high-pressure games in November and hopefully in December.
For the Rocks, that all starts with their annual summer reading assignment, this year extreme ownership, all part of developing their triangle of performance, leadership, and character. This season, SSC returning about 3/4 of its starters and counting on its 9-member senior class to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Winning a gold ball depends on it.
The state championship is definitely what we're aiming for and what is expected here.
That's always been the expectation. If you walk through the school, it's championship expectations. So that's what we're going to live up to. That's our goal, and that's what we're going to live up to.
It's a lot easier to hear the pretty lie than the ugly truth. And we're going to tell each other the ugly truth, and we're going to give ourselves honest assessments of where we are as players and as people. And I think at the end of the day, that's going to make us better and forcing each other to have higher expectations.
Stanislaus going tough right out of the gates, opening with a road game at D'Iberville on August 26th. And here's some coaches' picks from 5th-year head man Nate Increpera. Favorite meal in Bay St. Louis? Well, he says he can't pick just one. I'll pick for him and go with 200 North Beach. That was my dad's favorite place. Favorite play call? Anything with 5-man pressure on defense, 2/4, 3/3. And then all-time favorite coach, how about Chuck Knoll?